everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's been a crazy couple of days. I can finally talk to you about what I've been so busy with. And that's that I am, thank you, Roy. Let me bring up the graphic. I am producing and co-hosting a live kickoff show daily for New York Comic Con. Let me make sure I don't want to get covered up by the graphic. But I'm very excited about this. It's going to be starting tomorrow. So there won't be a live stream here tomorrow, but there's 4 live streams coming up that anyone can join, by the way. Anyone can comment on those. They'll be live every morning of New York Comic Con. So just to give you a little bit of a heads up, let's go through it real quickly. I hope you'll come over. I'll be tweeting about it and stuff like that. It's on the YouTube channel for New York Comic Con. I will be tweeting out links specifically each day. So on Thursday, tomorrow, at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be I'm going to be co-hosting with Jackie Izawa from Rooster Teeth. She's wonderful. You'll love her. I'm talking to Father, right, from Raised by Wolves. Very excited about that. Then on Friday, the time switches to 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you can't join in live, by the way, you will be able to watch the replay. So they'll stay up on YouTube. But if you want to come in when they're airing, so you can put comments in there and just watch it live, that would be awesome. All right, so Friday, Alex Winter from Bill and Ted Face the Music. Then on Saturday, we have Eric and Julia Lewald, who are the showrunner and writer from X-Men, the animated series. And they have an amazing new book that they're promoting. So you'll want to check that out and see some artwork about that so you can find out when you can get it. And then on Sunday, Ed Boon from Mortal Kombat's going to come on. And that's going to be fantastic because, of course, tomorrow is a pretty big day for Mortal Kombat. When I asked if he would come on, I didn't even know they were doing a big announcement this week. So that's an awesome surprise. So there's a big announcement tomorrow, and I will be reacting to that. But I'm going to actually be talking to him. Jackie and I will be talking to him on Sunday, so you can stop by and see what's going on. All right, so I hope that you will stop by. We're going to have a really good time. All right, so that's what's happening. That's what's up. You guys are awesome. I hope you'll be there. All right, so let me get rid of that image, and let's get on to today's stories. Now, the way live streams work, somebody joined before we got started. Let me give them a shout out. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me find them. Oh, you guys have been chatty. So much scrolling. Oh, I can't even find the person who joined. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said it right when we started. I apologize. But usually, if you join during a live stream, especially if you join when I'm live, I will give you a shout out because I appreciate you becoming a member. It's going to rain. Yeah, it's messing up my lighting, as you can see. It's going to rain. I don't think it's raining right now, but it's going to rain. All right, so anyway, I'm glad everybody likes my cheetah print shirt. But yes, so the way streams work, you can see, oh, hey, Jose. Hey, Ashley. Thank you for joining. So the way this works, we'll go through the 3 stories of the day. Hey, Giselle. Hey, Showbiz Wax. That's a funny name. And so, is it raining? Yeah, you can kind of see some rain on my window, actually. So yes, so we'll go through the 3 stories of the day, and then at the end of the stream, we can do an Ask Me Anything portion of the show, and then I'll give a couple of shout-outs at the end. Hey, Benjamin Green, thanks for joining. All right, so let's get started. All right, story number 1. Boop. Simple bubble, you never got your shout-out? Well, you just did. All right, so anyway, story number 1. So Jurassic World Dominion's shoot is turning into a real Jurassic World experience where things are not going well. Well, they're not going horribly, but they have to find a way. Hey, Garrett Squid. So they've had a couple of big news headlines. One that they generated, and one that they unfortunately generated over just the past 2 days. A lot of stuff going on over there. So just yesterday, they announced that Universal is pushing the film from this coming summer, June 2021, to June 2022. So that's not so bad. They haven't really shown anything about the movie. They only have this cool teaser poster, which is very cool. It's in the Ember. I love it. Or the Amber, right? It's Amber. And Ember is from flames, and Amber is what you find dino DNA in. Hey, Fantasy Games and Comics. You have very, very good advertising there on your name. So anyway, I think that it's fine for this movie not I think it's fine for it to wait. I mean, the first two Jurassic World movies grossed $1 billion each, so this is very valuable. That's right, Venderson Valley, the Velocicoaster will be opening soon. It's going to be pretty cool. It looks really neat. So, that's been delayed a year, but then this morning, director Colin Trevorrow shared on Twitter that they had a coronavirus scare on set. Hey, Kamoyemi, so many people are joining today. That's so nice. So they had a coronavirus scare on set, and they said that a couple of people tested positive. Now, they ran a second test immediately. COVID does always find a way, Mika. They ran a second test, and the people tested negative, but the problem with testing for coronavirus is it often gives false negatives, sometimes false positives. I mean, the testing is not 100%. So the fact that any positive came up, they have to be careful. So they announced that they're going on a 2-week break. Now, this is expensive for Universal. I don't know if they have to pay the cast and crew for the 2 weeks. I'm sure that they probably are like, oh, It Mentor says the tests are 70% accurate. That's not so bad. So anyway, crazy lighting today. All right, so anyway, so I'm sure probably they were like, look, they probably don't have to pay the people when they put them on hold because that would be like prohibitively expensive. But even if they don't have to pay them salaries, they still have to pay to house them in the bubble that they're doing, and they're on location. And they also have to pay to feed them. So it's expensive. You can't have everybody walking around because the whole cast could have coronavirus now. So they have to quarantine everybody for 2 weeks. So that's costly, and this could happen again. So as some of you are pointing out, that might be one of the reasons that it was delayed. But again, I think it'll be fine. They have these adorable pictures they keep tweeting out of baby dinosaur models with coronavirus masks on. So that they're not only they not only are in good spirits on the set, but they're going to be a lot of baby dinosaurs. Some of you have asked me why Chris Pratt doesn't have top billing on the poster. Well, if you check it out, the poster is actually in alphabetical order, which is sometimes what they do when they have such a large cast, they don't know how to list them. So they're like, if we do it in alphabetical order, no one can get upset. I think that's pretty valid, and that's what they decided to do. So I think it's going to be just fine. Now, of course, when this movie was pushed, just yesterday, we were saying that would be, that was a date that maybe someone should go up against, that Wonder Woman could go up like the week before. But, it would be tough, but let's see if she could do it. And so a couple of people speculated yesterday when this happened that Warner Brothers would swoop in and take the June 2021 date, which it would have done this morning. But it hasn't. No one's taken it, in fact, which I think is kind of weird. You would think someone would have taken that date. Hey, Sean Malia, welcome back. So on that note, let's get to the second story of the day, because that's a beautiful transition. All right. Boop. I almost said boom instead of, so I'm sorry. So it's boop. I got it all confused. The Emperor's New Groove quote from yesterday. Boom, baby. I like to do the boop, baby at the end. Although I do like I am boop, Scott. That's pretty funny. All right, so let's transition to the second story of the day. So Wonder Woman didn't take that Jurassic World Dominion date. Very, very strange. And it hasn't moved yet. They moved Dune, and you would think they would move Wonder Woman as well, especially since dates are dwindling. But Wonder Woman is still there. And in fact, Patty Jenkins was in a Reuters article today saying she's pulling a full Christopher Nolan. She's like, now I shall save movie theaters. And it's like, if Christopher Nolan couldn't save movie theaters, why do you think you could? And she's like, my movie isn't so inaccessible. She didn't say that, but I'm imagining that's the case. So she's kind of taking that stance. She's like, we must protect the movie theaters. And you're like, I don't know if it's possible, Patty. And she's like, I'm going to die on this hill. Or at least put a foot on it. Because it looks like Warner Brothers might be straddling two types of release. So there's a rumor going around that what will happen is that Wonder Woman 1984 will be released simultaneously in theaters and PVOD, not HBO Max, but PVOD, on Christmas Day. That's the rumor. It would be like Bill and Ted Face the Music, how that was released. Now, usually I have not been able to confirm this rumor, but the reason I'm bringing it up is I did have someone I know in the industry who's pretty high up point this rumor out to me and say, this rumor is going around and it's been pointed out to my source, my friend in the industry, by several other people in the industry saying, this is what people are saying is going to happen. So I can't confirm it, but I'm giving you a heads up that that's what people are talking about in Tinseltown, that it'll be a simultaneous release. Now, of course, movie theaters won't be happy, but it's a heck of a lot better than not getting it at all. So at least people will have the chance to go to theaters if they want to. And then Patty Jenkins can say, hey, I'm still supporting theaters, right? Even though I'm not like supporting them to the level that Christopher Nolan did. So I think this is a good idea. For those of you, Craig Molnar wants to know what PVOD is. PVOD stands for Premium Video on Demand. That's where you have a purchase point on iTunes, on Amazon, on Fandango, stuff like that. Just like, Mulan debuted on Disney Plus, but just yesterday it moved to PVOD for $30. And it's doing not so bad. It's like number 2, because it's still price is king, and Jessica Chastain's Ava is cheaper. We'll see what happens by the time we get to Sunday. So yeah, I think this is a very good solution. I think it would, make everybody happy. So it's probably going to happen. And also I heard this rumor says that Warner Brothers wants to go first. Warner Brothers said, Universal was the first to release an animated family movie to PVOD, and that was very successful for them. So Warner Brothers wants to be the first, although I wonder if Disney will beat them to it with Black Widow. They're like, first you say, let's do Black Widow. I mean, they have the space. I think if even if Warner Brothers were to announce this, Disney could still swoop in and maybe, they did move Black Widow, but maybe they could put Soul. But Soul's still like Cheetah. We're talking about a 4-quadrant, live action, big genre film. That would be a big deal for Warner Brothers to be first. Really would be a big deal for Warner Brothers to be first. Thomas, there's no way that they're going to do that price point that you just suggested for $19.99 for rental, $24.99 for purchase. I think they'll do the $30 price point because, Wonder Woman was an expensive movie and they have to balance out multiple people watching the same copy and pirating. That's funny though, Kevin, 1984. That's pretty funny. Hey, Danelle, Kevin, that's the only way that I would say they could do it if it was for $19.84. That's phenomenal. Kevin, are you in publicity and marketing? Because that's an amazing idea. That would be fantastic. I would absolutely love that if that's what they did. $19.84 to rent, 48-hour rental maybe. I don't know. I don't think people would like that very much. I mean, if you want to own a digital copy, it's got to be $30. So we'll see what they decide to do. But I think this is a solid idea. I don't think Wonder Woman can take any more delays. I really don't. I think the movie's starting to just feel too old. So, but here's the thing. Would movie theaters reopen for a movie that was available on streaming? Would it be worth it to them economically? I mean, AMC is promising they won't close because Universal has Freaky and also Croods 2 that's going to AMC, and then 17 days later can go on PVOD. So I don't think Regal would open back up for this, to be honest with you. But it would help small independent theaters. I think Wonder Woman's a big enough movie that maybe people would want to go see it on a big screen, especially between Christmas and New Year's. Maybe it would be worth it. So let me ask you, where would you see Wonder Woman if you were given the choice? And again, think about not only the choice, but when you would go. It would be between Christmas and New Year's. Would you stream it or would you go to the theater? So say stream or theater. Both, says Christian. I think that's interesting. I see a couple of theaters, but most people would stream it. Who said theaters opening day? You're hardcore, Chesko. I love it. Natalia said, stream, baby. Josh, though, says theaters and IMAX. That's great. Jeremiah says he shall pirate it. Jeremiah, come on, support the movie industry. Giselle says, both. Boom. I love it. I see from your avatar, you're a Wonder Woman fan. So we'll see what happens. You could do both. You could go and see it in the theater. That would be wonderful for Warner Brothers. They would love it if you would do that. Warner Brothers would absolutely love it if you would go to the theater, watch it, and then go and buy it at home as well. Like the back to back. They're like, please, did you have a good time? Go home and purchase it. So I think this is not a bad idea. Now, the only thing that Warner Brothers can do is hope that nobody beats them to it. They're like, please let us be first. So I think it's good. I think it's a good idea. So that's the rumor. Warner Brothers wants to be first with a live action film. They want to do simultaneous theater and PVOD. and I think they have some time to decide. As I tweeted, if you would like this to go to streaming, I highly suggest you watch The Witches when it debuts on HBO Max later this very month, if you're in the United States or anywhere that has HBO Max. Because if that does really well, they'll feel that, hey Dylan, they'll feel that there's some, I mean, it's not going to go to HBO Max, but at least Warner Brothers will start to feel better about streaming. They'll be like, oh, people are willing to go. So I think it's great. I can tell you right now that Wonder Woman 1984, I really do not think will go to HBO Max. I think they will make a PVOD because they'd have to offer it for free, like they are doing with The Witches. And The Witches, probably pretty expensive with the VFX, but it's not Wonder Woman. So let's see. Pete says, when would they announce it? Pete, I think they're probably going to wait until, I think they have time. I think they can wait until sometime in November to do this because they're going to technically be keeping their December 25th release date. So they're only going to be adding to that. They're only going to be adding streaming that it'll be available. So I would announce, you could even announce at Thanksgiving. Be like, oh, happy Thanksgiving. In a month you can stream Wonder Woman or go see it at the theater. Dancing Dog 60. PVO, do it. You guys are pretty funny today. That's pretty clever. I like that too. Those are the highlights of your guys' jokes today. The 1984 rental price and PVO do it. That's pretty funny. All right, so let's see here. All right. So that's the second story of the day. Now we're going to talk about a really cool new development. Boop, baby. All right, the final boop of the day, final boop of the week. But then you can still join me live at the New York Comic-Con show, which will start tomorrow. Very exciting. All right, so there's a cool new agency, talent agency in town, and particularly if you're a person of color, I believe the most recent article I saw that the employees that work here, it's all people of color except for one Caucasian employee. So anyone could work there. And so this is a hot new place in Hollywood. So if you're interested in interning somewhere or if you're looking for representation, then I highly recommend that you look up the M88 website. So that's the name of it, M88. M88 is a brand new management company. It's not an agency. And people usually have an agency and a manager. You know, you can have an agent and a manager. That's right, Joseph. M88. And I'll explain the name to you in a moment. So this is a management company, which also means, though, that they can take a percentage of they can be a producer on any of the content that their clients make. So so they can make their revenue that way. They also get a cut of their clients' salary. So that's how these people make money. That's how agencies and management companies make money. So the way it works is they have a number of clients there, and one of them is Gemma Chan. So yes, the sun is coming out. That's right, Cozy Feels. That's very Cozy Feels. It's getting cozy, right? So anyway, Gemma Chan is one of the people who's represented here. It's this new place. And so I was very excited to see, they're in Los Angeles, Lloyd Lester. So I was very, very excited to see that Gemma Chan got a big new job today. She got attached to a new movie because it means that M88 is doing their job, or M88. So Gemma Chan and Kiki Lane, both of them are represented at William Morris Endeavor, which you'll find out why that's important in a moment. But only Gemma Chan is represented by M88. So she and Kiki Lane were added to the cast of Don't Worry, Darling, which really needed some diversity. They have Florence Pugh, Harry Styles, Chris Pine, and Olivia Wilde is directing and co-starring, but that's 4 white people. So now they've added some diversity. Gemma Chan again and Kiki Lane, who we just saw. She was in If Beale Street Could Talk, but she was most recently in The Old Guard opposite Charlize Theron. So Gemma Chan is represented by M88. Now M88 was founded by the gentleman on the left there, ex-William Morris Endeavor partner Philip Sun, one of the few Asian American agents at the agency. And he got his financing from the gentleman on the right, whose name is Charles D. King, who was also a former agent and partner at William Morris Endeavor, and in fact the first African American trainee to work his way up to partner within the company. So they did so well at William Morris Endeavor, but they decided to go strike out on their own and start this management company. And again, Charles D. King is the financier, while Philip Sun runs the management company and is a manager himself. And that's where the name comes from. Macro is the name of the entertainment and technology investment firm that Charles D. King founded. So it's called M, And then 88 is a good luck number. It means good luck and fortune in Chinese culture. So that's where the name comes. And once you understand where M88 comes from, it's a pretty awesome name. Now, their agenda is to flip roles. Roles that, for instance, and who are their clients? This is who Philip Sun brought over with him from William Morris Endeavor. Idris Elba, Rihanna, Gemma Chan, and Michael B. Jordan. We'll talk about Michael B. Jordan in just a moment. But Philip Sun's whole goal in life is to take roles that are written as for, assumed to be for a Caucasian actor and say, why don't you cast an actor of color? That's how he feels. It's based on a really good speech that Idris Elba made to the British government where he said, I repeat this all the time because it made such an impression on me, but Idris Elba said, there was a role in a script where the only description of the character was his eyes had a twinkle in them. And Idris Elba said, I would like to be able to audition for that role, but they were only asking for white actors to audition. And Idris Elba said, if you ask my wife, she thinks I have a sparkle in my eye, and I thought that was fantastic. So Philip Sun has actually succeeded in this. And for instance, he talks about that when HBO was doing the Fahrenheit 451 movie, Philip Sun said, why can't the lead character be Michael B. Jordan? It's typically a Caucasian character, but why can't it be Michael B. Jordan? And so he had to fight for that, and he got Michael B. Jordan cast in that movie as the lead. And I think that's really fantastic. So that's what M88's whole thesis statement is. That's what they do. They work very hard to try and flip roles and get more opportunities for their clients. So I think that's fantastic. I think it's a really great company. I think it's very important. I think they're going to become a powerhouse. I think they're going to become the place for talent of color to be managed. And the good thing is because they're a management company, talent of color can still keep their representation at the big agencies. I mean, these Gemma Chan and Kiki Lane are still represented by William Morris Endeavor. Other people can still be represented at CAA, etc. So they still have their connections within the industry, but now there's a new place that's getting a reputation, and I think that's very exciting. So if you're interested in being an actor, I don't know if they represent behind the camera talent, but if you're interested in being on camera, this is definitely a place that you should be thinking about sending your resume and your headshot. And if you're interested in being an agent, this is a place that you might want to intern. I think it's really, really cool. And also, if you're doing a project, you might want to reach out to them and see if they might be interested in having any of their clients be on board. So it's always important to know who's in the industry and what the players are, and these are some important new ones. So very happy for them. All right. So those are the 3 stories of the day. I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed that. All right, so let's talk about anything you want to talk about. It's 4:56, and we can talk about anything you would like until 4:57. Okay, till 5. Let's go till 5:05, and then I'll do a couple of shout outs. Jeff, my New York Comic-Con daily kickoff show will be on YouTube, but it won't be on my channel, although I will be putting the videos on the top of my page and in the playlist, but you can find them at the New York Comic-Con channel, and I'll be tweeting out links, to make sure you guys know what's going on. Kinessi, I think Bly Manor is going to be great. It starts on Friday. It's very exciting. Roy, tomorrow, the first episode of the New York Comic Con kickoff show will be, I'll bring up that graphic for you again. Just to remind you, the New York Comic Con kickoff show starts tomorrow live at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with Abu Bakar Salim from Raised by Wolves, and that'll be on New York Comic Con's YouTube channel. So I hope you'll come by and join us, and then we have a guest every day of the convention, and they're all fantastic. Alex Winter, Eric and Julia Leewald, and Ed Boon. It's going to be just absolutely a great time. I'm so excited. And my co-host is Jackie Izawa from Rooster Teeth. She's so much fun. All right. Sufjan, my Raised by Wolves spoiler review is up. You can go take a look at it. Let's see here. Bruno, that's very... who we need to find my Patronus? I don't know who my Patronus would be. I know that I'm in Slytherin, and I'm quite proud that I'm in Slytherin. It makes me very happy. Chico, tonight I'm going to have fish sticks and asparagus. Very excited. Zachy Callie, I'm very excited for Ryan Murphy's Prom. I think it sounds great. I'm looking forward to seeing the trailer when it comes out, but we just got some pictures today, so I'm very. I think it looks like it takes place on a sound stage, like a theater stage. But let's see how it looks. Joseph, I'm not a big fan of boba tea. Every time one of those pearls comes through the straw, I'm like, what was it? What did I just swallow? Keith says, if not with Wonder Woman 1984, how can Warner Brothers save HBO Max? I really feel that this new content's going to do it. I feel that the influx of DC content is going to be a really big deal. Doom Patrol being exclusive there, Harley Quinn, some other shows that they're working on to finally get those going. And then I also feel that they have great shows that I think people need to discover, like Raised by Wolves. Raised by Wolves is a phenomenal show. So I think HBO Max is on its way. And I also think they should shut down HBO. You can only have HBO Max. I think having either or is ridiculous. Chico, I heard Disneyland's not going to be opening. I just saw a headline that Gavin Newsom said, I'm not going to rush the reopening of Disneyland. I don't care how many times Bob Iger quits my panel. And Bob Iger was like, what'd you say to me? Chris, I was thinking about asking Father about season 2 tomorrow, but I don't want to have any spoilers because I want people to be able to. You don't know what happens to Father at the end of the show. You got to watch it. Season 1. Roy says, will New York City theaters be open for Christmas? I would be very surprised if they were. I think New York City does not want to be crowded for Christmas. Usually New York City at Christmas time is nuts. And so that would be a real problem. In fact, we're having spikes right now because people don't want to cooperate who live here. We can't have a bunch of tourists and people come into the city. Sander, I'm not sure when the Fox movies will go to Disney+. They apparently have other places that they need to go. But they'll get there eventually. I mean, like, for instance, I most recently saw an ad for Disney+, and they put X-Men, like, really big in the background behind it. They were like, we have X-Men movies. And I was like, I'm glad you're doing it. Chesco, my favorite ice cream flavor. I like chocolate chip cookie dough, and I also like Rocky Road. I like ice cream with stuff in it. I'm actually not a huge ice cream fan, but I do like gelato. I'm a big gelato fan. Gelato is quite delicious. For my trips to Europe, I came to really love gelato. I like it better than ice cream. And you can get it in the United States. Sean, the Crown embargo is like early November. I think it's the Monday, the week of release. And I finished it already. I finished it. It was so good. Shh, don't tell anybody. Let's see here. Ryan, I stopped watching Better Call Saul because it was just the same. It was just constantly the same, which really bothered. I was like, it's just the same. But then apparently it got different. But I'm not going back. Jonathan, the Hubie Halloween watch-along is this Friday at 7 p.m. Some people are saying the movie's not good, but we'll suffer through it together. Well, that's how we'll get through it together. Make sure you get some good... Oh, by the way, I got some amazing cookies, Halloween cookies for the watch-along. I'm so excited. I haven't opened them yet. I'm going to open them with you guys. I'm going to debut how cool they look, and you guys can help me decide which one to eat. There's 4 of them in a package. And I think they're bigger than I thought they were. Like, the package was really heavy. I was like, what? They're frosted cookies with designs on them. I'm very excited. I can't eat all 4 of these cookies, Charlie. Are you kidding me? They're huge. But I like your enthusiasm. Mika, I don't know if I'm going to watch the debate tonight. I find the debates a little bit depressing. I probably certainly maybe turn it on for a few minutes, and I'll certainly look at all the clips on Twitter. As you know, I'm trying not to get too political in my tweets, and it was like so hard not to tweet when I was watching the last debate. It's not healthy for me to be on the debate, to watch the debate. Also, I got to prep for New York Comic Con tomorrow. I got stuff to do. But make sure you vote. Boy Without a Parachute. That's a very funny name. Chesco says, come on, Grace, it's the first woman VP. I'm very excited for Kamala Harris. I think that she's representing women quite well. Not so much as a presidential candidate, but as a vice presidential candidate, very good. She always looks amazing, by the way. I like her style so much. Kamala Harris, to me, has the perfect style of what a female leader should have. I think she's super cool. I didn't like the way Saturday Night Live portrayed her, by the way. Usually Maya Rudolph has been so good in portraying Kamala Harris, but I didn't like making her the mom who was backstage making everybody cookies and like food and sandwiches. I was like, what is this? I was very unhappy about it. I was extremely unhappy about that because I think that Kamala Harris is like trying so hard to not do that. Bethany, I haven't finished The Boys yet because they haven't been giving critics the episodes in advance, which kind of sucks. So, maybe I'll write them and be like, maybe I will. Maybe I'll be like, come on, throw me a frickin' bone here. What's that from? Throw me a frickin' bone here. And so, because, I want to be able to cover it. I'm definitely going to do a spoiler review for The Boys on Friday, and then I'm going to talk about season 3, but it might be on Saturday because I just have so much going on because, of course, it's ending during New York Comic Con. I hate it when they end stuff that's important during New York Comic Con or during, like, big conventions and events. All right, we'll do 2 more minutes of questions, and then I'll do some shout-outs, and then I must go. Barbie Minaj says, do you think they'll release a Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer soon? I actually don't. I think they want, WandaVision's going so well, I think they want everyone to just tune into WandaVision. I think Disney Plus is like, everybody watch The Mandalorian, now everybody watch WandaVision. And then, probably when WandaVision is like over, they'll have a trailer for Falcon and Winter Soldier to get everybody excited about the next thing. That's just my guess. Gemini says, WandaVision versus Snyder Cut, which will be bigger? As the gift says, why not both? That kid's so cute when she does that. But I think that they'll both be big. I think WandaVision, you know why they're both going to be big? They're going to be big for the same reason. People are starved for content from both groups. We haven't had any Marvel content in forever. We haven't had any DC content in forever. So, Wonder Woman will probably have that, but I think that that's a big deal. The break between Wonder Woman and Suicide Squad is huge. So Snyder Cut will fill that wonderfully. 1 more minute. Jico, I'm not sure about when we'll be seeing the first trailer for Cruella, but I do know, Alex Sadoff, who I interviewed about trailers, his company is working on that movie, which is pretty awesome. He's also working on some other big Disney movies. He has some cool stuff coming up. Bruno says, who's my favorite Disney princess? I don't know. I gravitate towards Sleeping Beauty the most as a movie, but she, of course, has very little screen time in her own film, although I do like Princess Aurora quite a bit. I like all the Disney princesses. The only Disney princess I don't like is Merida, because she knowingly poisoned her mother. So I don't like her. But everybody else is awesome. But I think Merida's horrible. Horrible. All right, it's 5:07. It's shout-out time. If you'd like a shout-out, please tell me where you are, if you're eating anything, what you're doing. I'll give you a little shout-out. But no more questions. I'm not going to answer any more questions. Although, Ashley, your favorite Muppet, I'll answer that one. Sam the Eagle. Chris is in Queens. Hello. Oh, hey, Josh. In Seattle or SeaTac. I don't know your cool West Coast slang, Josh. I'm assuming that's Seattle. Let's see here. Waffles is eating pizza on Long Island. I hope the iced tea came out of your bed okay. MRO 689 is in Pittsburgh eating mac and cheese. I have family in Pittsburgh. I love Pittsburgh. What a great town or city. Let's see here. Oh, Josh says that's Seattle South Side. Thanks for letting me know. Now I feel like an insider. All right. Let's see. Karsten says I'm about to go to sleep in Germany. It's 11:08 p.m. Karsten, your commitment to going to sleep on time is impressive. Although I must go to sleep on time tonight because there's a big Mortal Kombat reveal tomorrow and I got to be ready at 9 a.m. It's like it trended already and it didn't even reveal. Let's see here. Max is watching you while working on my Harley Quinn cosplay costume. Oh, Max, you got to tweet me a photo when it's done. Let's see here. Anthony says, I'm in York, UK, working at a COVID testing site. Oh, good for you. That's so nice of you to do that. Sandra says, day 5 in lockdown, waiting for a test result for my brother. Oh, I hope he's okay. You can do it, Sandra. You can be in lockdown. I was locked in my apartment and didn't go outside for months at the beginning of this pandemic. It was really difficult, but you can do it. Thomas is in Orlando on a break from work. Awesome. Disney World and Universal are pretty crowded. Jose's also in Florida eating croissants. That's very nice of you, very European. Barbie has some McDonald's, having it for the first time since COVID in Detroit. It must be so delicious. Hey, Freaky Deek. Victor is doing homework in sunny Anaheim. Oh, you guys are all near theme parks. Chesko's in California, loving us all. Oh, that's so sweet of you. Bye, Dancing Dog 60. Aaliyah says she's drinking coffee in Tucson, Arizona. Tabitha's in South Carolina, waiting for the time to make dinner. I hear ya. I got to stop eating dinner so late. Keith is drinking a chai tea latte. Just made it to the stream. Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, I'll do just like a handful more and then I got to go. Dan Hogan is grading screenplays in Corona, California. I know, horrible city name. Your city's time has come. You actually live in Corona. That's crazy. I hope you're being safe. That's cool, you're grading screenplays. I guess you teach a screenwriting class? Let's see here. Oh, wow, Hocus Pocus is feet up in Hershey, Pennsylvania. I love Hershey Park. When I was growing up, I would go to Hershey Park all the time. They have I love the World of Chocolate. The theme park's very fun, but the World of Chocolate attraction is fantastic. And they make the best chocolate cake with vanilla frosting, obviously because it's Hershey, ever. Bye, James. All right, everybody, I got to get back to work. Please, the rest of the live streams this week will be over on the New York Comic-Con YouTube channel, so be sure to head over there and subscribe. And the first one will be tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with Abu Bakar Salim from Raised by Wolves, and we're going to also spotlight panels coming up that day. It's going to be great. Okay, bye, everybody. Bye.